Mr. Miller, Mr. George, we've sat here for quite some time, and I will tell you that this is offensive. This is offensive to hear this testimony. And what I'd like to do is, I know you're disagreeing with the word targeting, Mr. Miller. I suggest the American people will make that determination, and I'll give this whole situation a name. It's the IRS targeting gate. I'll put it right out there. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. And we're going to keep on this until we're done. As you sit here today, you were not fired from your job. And I can tell you, in my private experience, you would have been fired on the spot. And all you were allowed to do is resign and retire? And now you come here and somehow try to say, I did the honorable thing by falling on my sword? When nothing bad is going to happen to you. You're going to get your full benefits. You're going to get everything that's associated with your retirement as an IRS employee.
Nothing bad is happening to me, Congressman.
Yeah, financially, you're allowed to retire. That's the level of accountability in Washington, D.C. now. You're still acting. You came here on the taxpayer dollar today. You're getting a paycheck for being here today, correct? Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to know who, what, where. And, you know, when my good colleague, my good friend from Michigan, Mr. Levin, started this, he said, we need to ask the who, what, where, and how. One question he didn't put in his opening comment was why. And we have dodged and weaved this whole time for this entire hearing as to why this happened. And I don't think we're going to get an answer to it today. But, Mr. George, I want to get to the bottom of your report, and I appreciate the work you've done. You referenced that there was gross mismanagement in regards to this situation.
Yes.
I want to know who you identified that had the responsibility to manage this situation. I want names. I want to know where they worked, when they worked, and what they did.
Do you want it well,
right now?
Lois Lerner is the primary individual who is located in Washington. Joseph Grant was her supervisor. He, too, was located in Washington. And located in Cincinnati, there were a number of people. A director named Holly Patz, P-A-Z. She was the acting director for a significant period of time that this was occurring. And then there were various management, technical unit managers and the like. And I could supply a full listing of those names at your request.
That is my request, and I would formally request that.
But, Mr. Reed, may I please beg your indulgence? I need to make something clear in response to both Ms. Black and Mr. Paulson. When I had my discussions with the Commissioner and with the Secretary and the General Counsel, it was not to inform them of the results of the audit. It was to inform them of the fact that we were conducting the audit. And I just want to make sure.
Well, let's follow up on that. When you had that conversation with the Secretary, when exactly did that occur?
That happened shortly after he took office. So it was after the policy had already been stopped and the issues have been, we hope, resolved.
And Mr. George, as a country lawyer from Western New York, you made some comments in your testimony about the partisanship determination. You kept referencing something that I've seen many times in my legal career, at this time. That implies to me that there are additional investigations coming down the pipeline that potentially could uncover such information. Isn't that correct?
That is an accurate statement, sir.
And I will be eagerly awaiting those future investigations. And I applaud your work, and I can ask you to continue to do that work. Mr. Miller, I just want to understand exactly, as we just had identified by Mr. George, numerous people in your organization that you had oversight, ultimate oversight for, his ability to identify those individuals. You didn't identify those individuals in any type of management oversight when you became aware of this situation in May of 2012 and reached out to those individuals?
I certainly was aware of my own management chain, yes, sir.
Okay. And so who in your management chain specifically did you talk to about this situation?
After May, you mean, of 2012?
After you became aware of it, you said you talked to your people in your management chain.
I'm sure I talked to Joseph Grant. I probably talked to Lois as well.
Just those two. That's all you talked to.
Well, I talked to the folks who went out and worked on the case, and I mentioned Nan Marks in that regard.
Okay, that was Nancy Marks,
Yes.
who was in Cincinnati, that you orally disciplined.
No. Nancy Marks was a senior technical advisor who led a team to take a look at this in Cincinnati.
And who was the employee again that you orally disciplined that you thought may had something to do with the bill?
I apologize. I don't remember the name. We can give it to you. I'll just have to give it to you after the hearing.
And then you said that person who was orally disciplined probably wasn't involved in it, but there was a potential another employee. Who is that other employee?
So let me go back, because there were two employees, one of whom was reassigned, one of whom I asked to be orally counseled. The one that was to be orally counseled, they have informed me may not have been the right person. They pulled all the managers in to talk to them in lieu of an individual that they didn't know which one was which.
And do you have those names?
I'll have to send them to you, sir.
Yeah, I would formally request